Hello, I'm back on the gate today. The bars I put in last episode were alright, they'll do the job. But unfortunately, when I went to put the gate back on, it went clunk. So some of Mum's welds gave up. Some of them were quite loose knot and others have just gone with it then afterward. So today I'll try and show in a bit more depth how to weld, I don't know, a bit better. Again, I'm not a brilliant welder, so maybe don't take my advice too hard. But I can weld, so with a chance it'll come out alright. One of the worst things that she's done here is she's putting the end of the vertical rod directly on the flat. So if the top isn't sealed, there's a good chance that some water will get in here and rust the thing out. Also, the welds that she made didn't have very good penetration. This here wasn't square with her at all. So I'm going to have to take this off and grind it down and do it square. And then this one here, I'm going to have to either drill or leave an unwelded spot for water to be able to seep out from. Trouble is now, the bits that I want to weld aren't quite straight. I can't find the sort of things that I might like for this sort of job. You know, like welding clamps, a surface table, ratchet strap would do, yeah. Trouble with doing it like this, putting the strap through this loop, is that it can get stuck in the wedge and become a real pain to take back off. Now we've got this set up, let's start welding. I think it's close enough to start. Needs a bit of tweaking later on, it's gonna have it. Now, I know the camera can't see from where I am, but I've just roughly gotten it as square to each other and all that as it is. It doesn't really matter too much. Again, this is a cobbled together gate. It'll be fine cobbled together. What I've got is I've got edges ground on each of these, so it makes a well so that the welding can fall into it. Because welding works easiest when you use gravity to your advantage, because it's melting two bits of metal together. That liquid's got to go somewhere, and that somewhere will be down. Also then, it's good to keep a clean weld. I've gotten away with doing very minimal cleaning. With stick welding, you can sort of get away with a lot more than you can with, say, MIG and TIG welding. When you're welding, you've got to make sure that your feed's tidy. If you're too far out, say that you're right here with an arc, you're about, say, 3-4 mil off, the arc's just going to open right up and it's going to bubble all this metal round. And you don't want that, because then it'll start spitting out and you won't get the penetration you want it to, and it'll look like shit. So, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your well's right in, so that you can only see a spot of light between the rod and the welding surface. There are people who show it better, so go watch somebody else who says about how to do stick welding better if you want to see about the details of that. Pretty much, you want to make sure that the arc is right in there. Also, you got to try to regulate your speed, preferably so that you've got an even weld, an even feed weld, so that you're just right the way along at the same speed and the same depth, and then that will get you most of the way there. Angle can be one as well. So say now that if you were right on the top here, you find it hard to slide your rod along and feed it as nicely. Also, it might spit up a bit more, so you sort of want it at about 45-degree angle, and then it'll keep you well behind it, a bit warmer to set as well. If you're welding this way, I don't know, everybody has their own preference. So pretty much what I do is I'd weld a bit like this. I try to keep my thumb round it like this. That's where I find that I have the most control. So I have my thumb round it and index finger over the spring lever. This is just how I find that I have the most control with it. You know, most finesse maybe. But that's where I find it. Now, when you're starting a weld, preferably get gloves. But what I do is I'd hold it against my nail, maybe like that, until it heats up, because these rods do heat up after you start sticking them a lot. And that gives you the extra amount of control to start an arc. And after that you can just go one-handed quite easy. Again, everybody has their own preference, so just try it for yourself. I might as well get on with this and see if you can make out what I'm doing, and try and lean on something to steady yourself as well. I am using a set glass here, so I got to look to see where my rod's going when I'm starting an arc. If you have an auto dimming, of course, then you can just look through it over time, so you know, a bit easier that way. Now, if you heard that there, I'm blowing through now. So that shows that the material I'm welding is both too thin, and my amperage is a bit high. Now that I've opened a gap, what I'm going to have to do is bridge it. Not concentrating enough, so let's see if I can sort that there out now. Here it is then. I hung it up myself on my own. Nobody here to help me. All I did was jack up this end so it was just over level, and then moved the hinges into place. It's a bit more work and time, but it does a trick. I've bounced these these joints a bit and we've held together, so they'll probably do a trick for now anyway.